All right. Welcome everyone to our fourth installment of Our Kitchen to Yours. I'm really excited to introduce Chris Depew of This and That Food Truck, who's going to share with you some of his falafel hummus secrets. If you have more than one person at your computer, if you could just let me know in the chat box, that would be great. You can either use the question and answer portion or the chat box if you have any questions. Thanks so much. And now I'm going to turn it over to Chris.
Hi, this is Chris from This and That Food Truck. So one of the more popular dishes on our food truck is the falafel. Now, worldwide, falafel is extremely popular. In fact, it's considered the #1 street food in the world. Now, most of you know what chickpeas are because you buy them in a can. Those chickpeas are cooked. You can make hummus out of it, but you cannot make falafel out of canned chickpeas. So what you're going to make is hummus. Okay, so what I want to show you first is dried chickpeas. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. All right, those are dried chickpeas. Okay, and they're very, very small, as you can see. These chickpeas have to be rehydrated. That means you have to soak them in water for a minimum of 24 hours. So I've soaked some chickpeas yesterday, and they're sitting in water. And now you can see the size of the chickpeas as dried ones, and those are the rehydrated ones. Now, what I like to do is put those chickpeas into a food processor. I've seen other people do it in a meat grinder. Either way is fine. I prefer not to do it in a meat grinder because I want to make sure that I see the coarseness of the chickpea when it comes out. Okay, so I have some ground chickpeas right here. Okay, and you can see that this is the consistency. You don't want it to be like powder. You want it to be with some kind of texture. All right, so the first thing we're going to add to it is a half teaspoon of baking soda. About a small to medium chopped onion. About 1/4 to 1/2 cup of chopped parsley. I like curly parsley myself. Now I also like it green, so what I also add into it is about 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. Now, if you don't like cilantro, which some people don't, just omit it. Like I said, I like it green. You're gonna add about 3 to 5 cloves of chopped garlic. Now, this is one of the more important elements, okay? And what I wanted to tell you is that if you wanted to get dried chickpeas, they're not available in every store. So you can go on Amazon and some other online stores, you can get dried chickpeas. I personally buy them from the local food distributor, Ginsberg's in Hudson, because I buy it in 25-pound bags. Now, one of the more important elements is gram or chickpea flour, okay? And the reason I use this, first of all, is for the flavor profile, but second of all, it absorbs the moisture from the vegetables that are in the falafel. And the reason why you want that is because when you scoop it, if you didn't have the gram, or you could use regular all-purpose flour, you want it to absorb some of the water and make it more of a moldable falafel. Now, one of the other reasons why I use gram or chickpea flour is because this makes the dish not only vegan, it makes it gluten-free. And that's important to us because we don't want to say no to anybody, which is why our truck is called This and That Food Truck, because we literally have something, this or that, for everybody. So I'm going to put the gram in. Regular salt. Ground cumin, extremely important, especially Mediterranean dishes. Ground cardamom. Regular black pepper. Now, traditionally, they like to use cayenne pepper, just a little bit in their mixture. Because I offer 7, 8, 9 different hot sauces at all time, I don't want to put cayenne in it because I don't want anybody that does not like spice, or hot spice rather, I don't want to turn them off. So I use paprika instead. And now you want baking powder. And the restaurant, or the recipe is going to follow this whole presentation. Okay, so now I'm going to mix it. And I'm going to mix it well. And I'm going to take a look at it. And then I'm going to decide, is there enough green in it for me? Enough parsley, enough cilantro? Is there enough graham? Because I definitely want it to bind. Now, the thing with graham is, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is not an easy dish to make in one day, because first you have to soak the chickpeas for a minimum of 24 hours. Then you're going to want the graham to sit in here for 6 to 8 hours. And the reason being is graham takes a little bit longer than all-purpose flour to absorb the liquid. The profile, the taste profile is beautiful, but it does take a little bit longer. So you're going to wait 24 hours for the rehydrated chickpeas, and then you're going to wait another 6 to 8 hours for the graham to actually soak up all the moisture that's in there. Now, what I actually like to do is I do it in 2 days because I like the graham to soak for 24 hours. Okay. Now, so I'm going to put this to the side because now I'm going to show you this device I actually got from Israel. I got it on Amazon, but it came directly from Israel, and it didn't come here overnight either. Even with my Prime account, it took about 2 to 2.5 weeks to get here by regular mail. Okay. I don't know where to get these anywhere around here. So, of course, an ice cream scoop would be fine. If you want to do the tablespoon and mold it yourself, that's fine too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it in real hard because I want it to stay together when I fry it. Pops right out. See this little nifty thing here? And then right on the plate. And this is what you're going to look at when they're done. They don't have to be perfect because even when they're broken, they taste good. So now let's talk about frying it. You want the oil to be around 350 degrees. All right. Now, of course, in your house, you're going to do it probably the easiest way to do it would be in a deep saute pan. Flip it with a fork. Flip it if you have like a wide spoon that has slots in it. You could do that. Okay. And you're going to do it until it gets to the point where it's almost like a little bit past a dirty blonde. Now, if you like them well done, you go to a brown or browner color. It's up to you. There's no right way or wrong way to do it. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you that we put it on a salad or we put it in a wrap. Whatever you want to add, cucumbers, tomatoes, onions. We pickle our onions, we pickle our cucumbers. We put those in. The pickle really makes a difference in the taste as well. But you can put anything you want, carrots, whatever you put on the salad, okay? And at the end, what we do is we put tahini sauce. Now, this you can get online also, but as you can see, this came from Beirut. And I had a special order of this also from Ginsberg's in Hudson. Now you can get tahini paste in ShopRite, Walmart, wherever you shop, okay? But I buy it by the case and that's where I get it. Now the tahini sauce, the recipe will follow, but it's basically the tahini, which is ground sesames. So if you know the consistency of peanut butter, of course everybody does, that's basically what tahini paste is. It's like ground peanut butter, but sesame seeds. So you're going to use, when you make it, and I do it in my food processor, you can do it in your blender, whatever way you want to do it, but the tahini is very thick. You're going to use whatever portion of tahini you're using, you're going to use the same portion of lemon juice, and then onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper to taste, and of course, ground cumin. Cumin goes in everything, okay? So as you blend it, you're going to look at it. And I'm not going to tell you that there's a right way or a wrong way, but I'm going to tell you that you want it to flow like dressing would, okay? So if you see that it's too thick after you're spinning it, add ice cold water to it, right? And that just drizzle into your food processor or your blender as you're doing it and get to the consistency that you want. And now you have tahini sauce. So
Salad.
What we do is we take the tahini sauce, put it in a squirt bottle, and then just put it all over the salad with the falafel on top. And we have tomatoes, we have onions, we have cucumbers, and that's how you make falafel. And that's it. Are there any questions?
Hi, Gail. I've made it so you can talk. Hold on, she seems to be muted. She raised her hand.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you now.
Okay. You mentioned something about a gram or some kind of flour or whatever it is that was going to absorb the moisture. We didn't understand that part.
Okay, so the gram is chickpea flour. It's ground chickpeas.
Uh-huh.
And what happens is, any other flour, when you put moisture to it, it absorbs a liquid. So the idea is to mix it through thoroughly, because the vegetables, the onions, the parsley, the cilantro, the garlic is all going to have moisture in it. And that's going to absorb the moisture, because what you want to do is, when you take your mixture that you're ready and you're going to put it in here, you're going to press it against this scooper. And if it's too wet, it's not going to pop out like that.
Mhm.
It's going to fall apart. And what you want to do is hold the bowl together, or the disc together. And again, it doesn't have to be gram. I like the flavor profile of it, but it makes it gluten-free.
I see what you mean. Well, thank you very much.
Certainly.
There is a question, Chris. Is there a substitute for the tahini if you're allergic to sesame seeds?
Absolutely. Put whatever dressing you like. I mean, there's no right way to do this. There's no wrong way to do it. There's a traditional way to do it, which is with tahini sauce. But if you like ranch dressing, put ranch dressing on. Of course, that doesn't make it vegan, or vegan ranch dressing you could use. You could use blue cheese, you could use Caesar, you could use whatever you want.
Another one is, how much flour would you need to add? You're going to be sending everyone, you're going to send me the recipe so I can send that out to everyone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can one bake them instead of fry them?
You can bake them. I'm going to be honest with you, though. In the world of culinary, everything tastes better fried. However, when you bake them, just understand that the difference between, let's just talk about a French fry. When you fry potatoes it's got a different consistency than when you put them in the air fryer. It's not the same. The air fryer, the oven will dry them out. Okay, but you certainly can do it. It's not my preferred way of doing it, but it can be done.
Can the prepared falafel be frozen before frying?
It can be, okay? The only thing that when you freeze it, make sure it's airtight, because what you don't want to happen is any moisture come into it from the freezer. If you put it, let's say, in a gallon bag and you zip it, make sure that the plastic is touching on all sides and there's absolutely no air in it, because then you're going to bring the moisture in, and then you're going to, when you defrost it, you're going to have to add either more graham or more AP flour to counterbalance what happened in the freezer. But yes, you can.
What kind of oil is preferred?
Whatever you prefer. I mean, you could use canola, vegetable oil. You can use grapeseed oil. You can use whatever you like. You're not going to use olive oil because that's going to burn at 350. Okay. I will absolutely tell everybody that I will not put peanut oil ever in my truck because there are just too many people that have allergies to it. So I'm going to use a very neutral oil, and that's, like I said, it's usually going to be a heavy duty canola.
Just making sure I found all of the questions.
And while I'm waiting for the next question, you can find us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, at This and That Food Truck. We also have a website, thisandthatfoodtruck.com. And you can see where our truck's going to be. We post all week where we're going to be that week. And of course, we'll be at the Claverick Library on Cinco de Mayo.
Woohoo!
So maybe everybody that's watching this can come to the Claverick Library and we could celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And we certainly have a lot of food for anybody's taste. And that's why we're called This and That, because we do have literally this and that.
Okay, there's somebody who is coming in to ask a question.
Okay.
Okay, it's Peggy. I'm going to ask her to unmute.
Okay. I had no idea how do you pronounce it? Falafel?
Falafel?
Yeah. I had no idea what brown things and they go on top of a salad. I mean, it's not like a taco or anything.
Well, traditionally it's served in a wrap or a pita.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, we serve it in a wrap on the truck or we serve it on a salad because, again, if you want to stay gluten-free, which we have to be cognizant of everybody's wants and needs, we put it on a salad. So it is a pure vegan, gluten-free item. If you want on a wrap, because the wrap is made out of wheat, which is fine, it's still vegan, but it's not gluten-free. So we give it as an option.
Oh, okay. But it's always made round like that, like you showed us.
No, you could make it. You could make it with a ice cream scoop and make it into a ball or a half a ball. You could do whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What I did was I purchased this item from Israel, like I said, because this is the way they do it there. And it's all in the Middle East. And like I said, falafel is the single most popular street food in the world.
I had it once in a little shop opposite the 7th Street Park in Hudson. And
Right.
I think he went out of business. That was a couple of years ago. It wasn't my taste, but anyway. So yeah, I was just, it seems very involved to make, but I thank you for that. I'm very glad I learned what goes in it.
Okay.
And I'm always at the Claverack Library, so I hope to see you there.
We'll be there on Cinco de Mayo for sure. With all of our
Okay.
food.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? I think that's all.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I hope to see you May 5th at Clyburn Library. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.